1 minute, everything's fine. The next minute, everything has changed. Something happened all of a sudden. That's the expression you'll learn on today's Plain English. Hi there, I'm Jeff, and this is episode 876 of Plain English. On Thursdays, we help you learn popular English expressions, and this one is very popular. All of a sudden. You'll learn exactly what this expression means and how to use it. But first, here's how it appeared in a previous Plain English episode. A few years ago, all the big streaming services, Netflix, Disney, HBO Max, Paramount, they were spending big for new movies and new shows. Money no object. But then all of a sudden, they started paying closer attention to their budgets. That's how I first used all of a sudden in a previous episode. Now, you're ready to learn more about this important English expression, all of a sudden. Before we start today's story, I'd just like to remind you that the podcast is just one part of how we can help you upgrade your English skills. At plainenglish.com, you can make faster progress with active learning strategies. You can take quizzes, do activities, listen to the fast version of the audio, watch video workshops, practice what you learn, and even join a live call with JR and me. It's all about helping you build your skills to become a better, more confident English speaker. Sound good? Go to plainenglish.com to start your free 14-day trial today. Now, let's jump into today's story. Today's expression is an easy one to learn. All of a sudden. I bet you've heard it before. It simply means quickly, suddenly, without warning. Now, some people would tell you, and I wouldn't disagree with them, but some people would tell you that you shouldn't say all of a sudden. You should just say the word suddenly. For example, I was walking down the street and all of a sudden it began to rain. That means it began to rain without warning, quickly. I was taken by surprise. You can absolutely say, I was walking down the street and suddenly it began to rain. And if you're writing, I would definitely agree that suddenly is better. But it's weird. People like to say all of a sudden. It means the same thing as suddenly, and it's not as concise, it's not as short, but some people just like saying all of a sudden better. I kind of like it better too. You've heard me use it before. In recent years, streaming services have been spending lavishly on new movies and series. Critics proclaimed a golden age of television. Apple and Amazon fired a bazooka of cash at the industry, and it seemed like this would go on forever. But all of a sudden, most streaming companies are cutting back on their spending. It's taking people by surprise. Only a year ago, it seemed like spending was unlimited. And now today, every media CEO is talking about cutting costs, reducing spending, raising prices, all that stuff. So it seemed to come without warning, and it came quickly. So all of a sudden, almost every streamer is focused on costs. I'll disclose, this is funny, I'll disclose a personal detail about myself, and this is embarrassing. I'm not good with discussions of the human body. I remember science class years ago in school. They would teach us about the human body. Bone marrow, arteries, platelets, how your ears work, tendons. Oh, make it stop. I would sit there in class feeling fine, listening to the teacher, taking notes, and all of a sudden I would just feel sick. So the teacher would be there talking about the lungs, and all of a sudden, with no warning, I would start to feel nauseous. My eyes would blink uncontrollably. This is true. And I would have to leave the room. All the teachers knew it. If I just got up and walked out of the classroom, it was because all of a sudden I started to feel sick. Well, I had a dentist appointment once, years ago, and I'm embarrassed to admit I had a few cavities. The dentist wanted to make an impression on me, to explain to me how important it was to care for my teeth so that I didn't continue to get cavities in the future. And to illustrate this very important point, he took out a diagram about the roots of your teeth and started to explain to me, I don't even know what. All of a sudden, I was on the floor. I had fainted. So you can use all of a sudden to describe an unexplained change in a person's behavior or attitude. All of a sudden, JR is drinking matcha tea all the time. I had no idea. Then I see him with his matcha tea when we Zoom together, and I had no clue he even liked it. But he found this matcha tea that he likes, and now he's drinking it a lot. It was a fairly quick and unexpected change in his behavior, so we say, all of a sudden, JR is drinking matcha tea in the afternoons. Wow, did I really tell that story? I forgot I told the story about fainting at the dentist, but it's true. 1 minute I'm fine, then all of a sudden I'm on the floor. That's all for this Plain English. This was episode 876, so you can find the full episode text and all the resources at plainenglish.com/876. We'll be back on Monday with a new story. See you then. Listen up if you speak Spanish, Portuguese, Chinese, German, French, Italian, Japanese, Polish, or Turkish. One of the most frustrating things about listening and reading in a second language is being confused by unfamiliar words or phrases. When you listen to Plain English, or when you read the transcript, you probably encounter some words you don't know. When that happens, you have a few options. You can stop the audio, go look up the definition, then return to the episode, find your place, and press play again, but that's exhausting. Or you can just skip it and be confused. That's no fun either. But what if you could see the translation of the word into your language instantly without having to stop the audio, without having to look anything up? Well, you can at plainenglish.com. For each episode, we translate about 100 words and phrases from English to 9 languages: Spanish, Portuguese, Chinese, German, French, Italian, Japanese, Polish, and Turkish. And we highlight those words in blue. All you have to do is hover your mouse over the highlighted word and you'll see the translation instantly. It works great on mobile too. It really makes listening a lot more satisfying, and it's a great way to expand your vocabulary in English. The best way to see these translations is to sign up for a free 14-day trial at plainenglish.com. During your trial, you can read as many transcripts as you like, all with the translations into your language. So sign up for your free trial today at plainenglish.com.